This episode is proudly sponsored by Ypsi Real, your go to guide for everything real, unique, and unforgettable in Ypsilanti. Discover what makes Ypsi truly real.
All right. Well, hello, you guys.
Hey.
Yeah, no,
Thanks for joining me today. So excited to do our first Zoom for What's Up Ipsy, and glad to have you guys both as our first guests for our first Zoom. So
glad
I
to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, for sure. And Justin, we would definitely get to talking about that awesome tuxedo very soon.
Oh boy.
But first, I want to start with Sarah. Sarah, can you tell us about the space in which this uh, activity is going to take place this weekend?
Sure. We have the Ypsilanti Performance Space. We've been around since 2018, and it's an old Gothic church here in downtown Ypsilanti. And our primary goal is to save this old building. It was for sale for 10 years before being purchased by us, and we're a nonprofit. And we host events there. And we have the historic concert hall, which is it really showcases the Gothic portion of the building. It has these giant stained glass windows and these curved wood beams and these antique chandeliers. It's absolutely gorgeous. But we don't have heating or cooling, so we can only have events in September and May.
Oh,
So
wow.
that makes it a little tricky. And then we have an annex, which is sort of like the modern portion of our building, where we have year-round events, and that's much smaller
Okay.
and more modern. But we do have heating and cooling there, so that helps to keep us functioning. And we also host several small businesses. So our community uses it for their businesses as well as community space. So we host things in the event area in the annex, like bridal showers, small weddings. Nonprofits come and have meetings or corporate events there. So we have all kinds of people coming in and out, as well as people having their own office space in the building. And so it's just really a great community hub that we hope to promote and finish off our concert hall so we can have bigger and better things year round. And we're super excited to have Justin and Scriptless in Seattle with us for our September event. And part of the proceeds will go to helping us keep our building going and restoring the Ypsi. So that's what we do.
Wow, that's so fantastic. I'm just actually more recently finding out about your space, and I can't wait to come and experience it firsthand. With that being said, Justin, before we even get into what's going on this weekend, as you see, we're building up the anticipation. Why don't you
Good. See what you're doing.
why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself and your background?
Sure. As you said, my name is Justin, and I'm the host of Scriptless in Seattle, which is a touring comedy show. I don't know what else you want to know about me. That's kind of the main thing we were going to talk about. I mean, I enjoy
Yeah.
long walks on the beach, kind of thing, same as everybody else.
Yeah.
Let's see. So the show, you want to talk about the show yet?
Yeah, well, so you have some experience in acting and comedy.
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay, we can talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
My personal background as far as performing goes, sure, I've acted before. I've done that type of thing, played musicals like anybody else. My parents actually met performing, so there's performing in my family, and they were 13 years old in Munich on a singing tour, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
I have two uncles that do stand-up comedy, so there's a lot of comedy in the family. My grandfather was a jazz drummer. My cousin's a jazz drummer. There's a lot of that.
okay, very cool, very cool. Okay, so now tell us about what is going on this weekend. So is Saturday or is multiple days?
Saturday the 13th, just one night only.
Okay,
It's
one
a
night.
fun show. We move around, so that's
Okay.
the way.
And what is this show? Scriptless in Seattle.
So Darius, I'd love to tell you all about what people can expect coming to the show. However, the fact of the matter is it's not yet written. I can't tell you anything about what's going to happen because the show is written in the room. So if you show up at the Ypsi, you're actually involved directly in what's going to happen on stage. If you're there sitting in one of those seats, you can either come up on stage and be involved in helping write it, or you can yell things at me, which we're actually going to use in the show. So it's a lot like the TV show Whose Line Is It Anyway with Drew Carey and Wayne Brady, if you've ever seen that. It's similar in some sense, but what we do is family friendly. So you can bring your kids, bring grandparents, everybody's able to come. It's a big community event, and it's written actually by the community. We're going to do most of the heavy lifting, so we'll do the freestyle raps and the scenes and the film noirs and all those types of things. However, it cannot happen if there's not people in the room giving us
Right.
stuff to work with. So that's how it goes.
Awesome. That is so cool. That's like the first time I've heard of that concept. So what do you guys kind of kick it off then and set the parameters, or how does that start?
And that's basically how it goes. We obviously the cast is introduced, and then from there we set up the parameters for the audience. These are what your jobs are going to be for the night. You're not just a spectator. You are actually in the show, and then from there we start. It's about 12 or so sketches, each of them built within those parameters that we set up in the first 5 to 10 minutes of the show. So that's exactly how it's going to roll.
Very cool. Awesome. How many people are in the cast other than the
Yeah,
audience?
yes, the cast. Well, I'll start with the cast on stage. The audience is up to you. That's completely your decision. But the cast for this particular show, we work with. I'm a host, so I do this all over the country with a rotating cast of about 8 or so. Each show features 4 performers, including myself. So for this show, there's 3 other performers. Their names are Charlie Hubble, James Trumka, and David Olinger are their names. So 3 other performers that I perform with all over the place, and they've toured as well a fair amount. So that's the cast for Ypsilanti.
Nice. And so where does the name come from? Obviously, it's a play off of the name from the movie.
Yes, yeah. And, most people think, and when they hear that, they're like, "Oh, you're a guy from Seattle." I'm not. I've actually never been to Seattle. The story is much simpler than that. Honestly, we didn't think it would stick around this long. The very first time that we ever did a show, we were. I was just graduating high school, many years ago,
Okay.
and I was working with 2 others. Their names were Eli and Jesse. I've toured with both of them a fair amount as well. And we're doing this talent show. We're just doing 3 sketches. It's a really small thing. And they're getting ready to have us come on stage. And these 2 MCs walk up to us and like, okay, you're on deck. We need to introduce you as something. I'm like, you can't just call us Justin, Eli, and Jesse. Is that not going to work? No, no, we got to have a name. Everybody's got to have a name. And we thought, this is dumb, whatever. Fine, we'll come up with a name. And Eli, one of the guys, suggested, hey, let's just do a pun. That'll be funny. Let's just do that right off the bat.
Yeah.
The Brian Tom Hanks movie came to mind, and Scriptless in Seattle is the name that they introduced us as. They introduced us as Scriptless in Seattle. We did our set, all was well. A couple months later, I got an email from somebody saying, "Hey, we're doing a comedy show at our coffee shop this coming January. And do you know the people that run Scriptless in Seattle?" And I said, "Yes, actually, I do." I had to think about it for a minute because it was just a one-off thing, at least in my head.
Right.
And so we went and did that show. And then there were a couple others that sort of spiraled after that, and eventually it turned into a show that tours. So that is actually where it came from. It really was a split second, about to go on decision, much like just about everything else we do on stage. So it's kind of fitting that we kept it this long.
That's so cool. Sarah, what are you excited and looking for with this show?
Well, I really love that it's family friendly. That's like the first question people ask me. Can I bring my kids? Is it family friendly? And it is. And in fact, we have some ticket specials set up so that families can do it really affordably. I mean, you can bring your family of, let's see, 2 adults and 5 kids for $40.
Oh, that's
So I think that
wonderful.
that,
Yeah.
that is incredible.
Yeah.
Or you can bring 1 adult and 3 kids for $25. So
Okay.
it's really set up. We've got prices for seniors and students. It's really set up for the community to be able to come and just enjoy themselves and be a part of the show. That's what's so exciting about it.
Yes.
I love that, we're going to be interacting. My daughter is just, she's itching. She's going to be the first one in the front row, I'm sure, with her hand up high. Um, Kids love to participate in things like this. And so I love to see that it can be all ages, and comedy doesn't have to always be so vulgar.
Yeah.
And it can be, the idea of bringing kids and showing them, hey, look, you can do this too, or you can be a part of this too. In the creative act of making art together as a community is really exciting and different.
Yeah.
So I think it's going
Yes.
to be great.
I agree. I agree. I'm
Awesome.
looking forward to it myself. Justin, to put you on the spot, uh,
Okay.
if you could you give us a 10-second version of how you would start off interactive show?
10-second version of how we get started. Honestly, usually I just warm up the crowd. I try and get them used to yelling at me because people are real timid. They go to the theater, they think, I can't yell at the guy on stage. He's trying to do his job.
Yeah.
And that's true, but I can't do my job unless you learn to do yours. So really what I do is I'll start a show off by saying, okay, everybody yell your name. Cool. yell what kind of car you drove here, and that's generally how it starts. Just get everybody
Okay.
warmed up, used
Yes.
to yelling. Okay, this is going to be a give and take kind of show. So that's how it starts.
Okay.
Is at the very beginning. It's get everybody used to it.
Yeah. I
I,
love
I don't feel like kids are going to have a problem with that at all.
I
not
don't
at
think so
all.
either. We
No,
work
not
with
at
kids a
all.
lot. Yeah.
I love the interactive aspect of it. What time is it?
Starts at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. Okay. And how
Doors
long?
open at 6:30.
I'm sorry.
Doors open at 6:30.
At
The show
six.
starts at
Okay. Okay.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Yes.
Okay. And how long do the shows usually last?
About 2 hours, but if the crowd's going absolutely crazy, it could run a little longer. Sometimes that happens. So
Okay. Okay. For sure.
it's also in your hands too. You want to wrap it up? Okay, keep us moving. Don't laugh at things.
Right. Cut the laugh short, huh?
It's one way to speed it up.
Right. And Sarah, where can we find information to get tickets?
Sure, tickets are on our website. To keep it simple, you can just go to ipsy.org and it's plastered all over our website. Um, and I wanted to point out one special thing that Justin's group here, Scriptless in Seattle, does that I think is just fantastic. They actually found sponsorships for some of our local seniors to be able to come and participate in this great activity and see this for a discount. And so I think that's really great. Everywhere that Scriptless in Seattle goes, they're spreading joy in the community, looking for sponsorship and trying to get people in the community who might not be able to go or not be able to afford to go, that extra boost that they would need to be able to go out and participate in art in their community. So I think that's just a really special, fantastic thing that they're doing. And so, check out their website as well. Check out our website at ipsy.org. I'll make sure that there's a link to them. And it's just going to be a really fun event. I mean, really unique, not something that you can see and do everywhere. And they're internationally touring. So it's not just some guy we found on the street corner
Yeah.
busking here. I mean, this is a professional act that I think we're all going to really benefit from having in our little small community here. So we're so grateful that they chose Ypsilanti to visit.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to be there.
And I'm thankful. I'm excited. I've been telling people now I have more information to share with them. So we'll have this put together so we can get this out this week. And I look forward. I'm gonna check with the wife and see if we can bring the kids and interact as well.
Well, make sure you say hi to me afterwards.
Okay, yes, for sure. I will do so. Well, thank you both.
Cool.
And I look to have a great time Saturday. And again, I hope to be able to join you. And I hope Ypsilanti comes out in crazy numbers. So it sounds like something very cool.
I appreciate it, Darius. Thank you.
Thanks for having us, Darius.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I will talk with you soon.
All right.